Hello and welcome to another edition of Ask the Young Cow. So, how many episodes is this now, Jack?
8 or 9.
Okay. I think we're on nine. So, this is our ninth week of doing Ask the Young Cow, hashtag ATYC, where we answer your questions on internet marketing and web design. The whole point is that we help entrepreneurs and small business owners out there to get the answers to the questions you have, the problems that you have, and also if you have a passion for it, maybe to ignite that passion. And so today's topic is quite an interesting one. What we wanted to do is give you a list or a kind of checklist of 7 actionable items that you can do with your internet marketing and website right now to increase sales. And so it wasn't really about go out there and set up Google AdWords and a pay-per-click campaign or do some SEO where you can probably expect some results in 3 to 12 months time. It was kind of, what can you do now? What can you implement? And so we kept it small so that we can cover that topic in our allotted time for the hangout today. And that way you'll be able to progress your business forward. So just to start off and kick off, I'm Leon Street and he is...
I'm Jack Rogers.
Okay, and we'll be taking you through this. And so what I'd like to do first of all is jump into our presentation. So remember, every Wednesday, 1 p.m. UK time, which also works out to around about 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so you're welcome to watch live, or if you're watching this as an archive video on YouTube, please remember, leave a comment or any questions that you have in the comments box on YouTube. If you want to use Twitter, you can hashtag us on the hashtag ATYC with your question, or even what you think of the show. We'd be keen to find out what you're thinking. So let's move on. So we're going to go into our second slide, which is basically the start of the 7-point checklist to help you increase your sales with internet marketing. So point 1 is all about customer surveys. The best thing to do is, if you already have customers, is to find out what your customers want. If you don't have customers, you can still use a survey. And so the key thing is finding out what they want, find out what they need fixing or solving, and then provide a solution. That way, a survey really will answer the questions. And so normally the questions are potential objections that your customers would have, or the barriers that they would have to actually doing business. So imagine you go onto somebody's website, or you see an advert that they're currently running online, maybe an AdWords ad, or even a banner ad or something like that, or even a sponsored post on Facebook. And somebody comes to your page and they've got questions, and there's no way really that they can have them answered. And so instead of picking up the phone or sending you an email, which will involve effort on your potential customer's behalf, they decide not to do anything. So why not put a survey out there where you can basically ask a maximum of 10 multiple choice questions with a comment section below each question, giving people who would be interested in whatever subject your business is about or what you're marketing, give them the opportunity to provide you with the answers. And so therefore, you're in a better position to help those customers. And as it says, this will provide you with valuable feedback on helping you to find out what your customers want, and even open up the doors to new products to fix their problems. Maybe off the back of the answers that people provide in a survey in the comment section will allow you to think, actually, we can merge our products together to create a new product, or even we need to come up with a new product because we didn't realize that our existing services or product could fit a problem that we've seen come back many times from the survey. So when you're creating a survey, here's 5 key areas to look at. Look at the performance and service. How good is your service or product? So ask those types of questions. Ask questions around quality. How does it compare to their expectations, or maybe to competitors? How well do you match up against your competitors? And did you know? And so this might be a kind of did you know X, Y, and Z. And so that will give you the opportunity to get your customers to answer in various multiple choice ways, or even just a comments box. And then finally, always ask, is there anything else that they wish to add? Because they may have something that they want to talk about or provide us feedback that you haven't asked in your survey. So I think from a starting point, a survey is always a good way to get information. You always see people out there, oh, I know what my customers want. I've been doing this many years, but actually you don't know until you ask the questions. That's the reality. So go out, ask the questions, and a survey is a great way to do this. So from this point, we're going to move over to point 2, Jack. And so let me jump back into presentation.
Right. Okay. So point 2 is about questions or answers, or these can be known as FAQs.
What's FAQs?
Frequently asked questions.
Just testing the joke.
So FAQs allow you to answer questions that customers may want to ask you now or in the future. So these can be anything from, if you're not sure why you want to go with their product or service, they can answer questions that they receive on a regular basis just to remove that objection. Just so you don't have to worry about that, as it's already been answered and you haven't had to find out yourself.
I think what's good as well is that you can actually link questions and answers or frequently asked questions or FAQs to point 1 where we asked you about the survey or told you about the survey, because it might be that out of the survey, a customer asks a question or a number of customers ask the same question or a similar type of question that you can then answer in a frequently asked questions or on a frequently asked questions page, and then use those questions throughout your marketing. So I just wanted to interject there.
Yeah, it's that ties in nice with just the end of that description there that says all you need to do is ask your existing and previous customers for questions. So this could be a message box at the end of the survey that says, "Have you got any questions that you've always wanted to ask us?" And then you can just use this as content for your website then to get all these questions answered.
Cool. I think what's also interesting is by us doing this live hangout and answering questions that we have from customers and also questions that come into us daily on the phones and so on and by email, is that this live hangout in effect is a frequently asked questions type of approach, but we're doing it just in a different medium, different format. And so it might even be that what formats do your FAQs need to take? So you could probably publish them as a free PDF. You could have them on a web page on your normal website. You could have them as a video, or you could have them as a live video like we're doing today, which is then archived into a video on YouTube or whichever platform you use to upload videos. So I think in that respect, there's always take into consideration the types of medium that your customers probably want to consume the information that you provide with. And really, that way you appeal to everybody's type of communications, whether the visual, auditory, and kinesthetic, which we've touched on in other videos. If you're curious to find out about those, remember to check out the Young Cow YouTube channel, where you'll find the previous 8 episodes, as well as some other free training that we've got on there. And the subscriber count is climbing as well. So if you are watching this, make sure you hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Okay, so let's move on to point number 3. So your biography. So if you've got a website, make sure that you've got a biography on there, basically listing your team members. It's a great way to let customers get to know you before they approach you. There's a saying, which is basically know you, like you, trust you. And so if people get to know you, when they get to meet you, they'll like you. And when they get to communicate with you, also, they'll get to trust you. And so each team member in your business, or even if it's just yourself, just put a biography there. It makes it more personable. And remember, when somebody does business with your business, whether they're buying a service or a product, people are buying from people. And so therefore, if there's a face behind the company, you're far more approachable than ones without, humans. Because the reality is that every business is run by humans. And so don't try to hide. What I would say is just get your biography up there for each team member or just yourself. Also, things to look at with your biography on your website. Make sure people can see and learn about you beforehand. So having a picture on there. You could have a video. I think this qualifies as part of a biography where you get to meet us and interact with us. And that's what this is all about. So you can even have a full hug and put the video in there, as I said. So let's go back at this point to just touching on that. So remember, the biography, it's a great way just for people to get to know you, get to like you. On our own website, we've got to update the biographies.
Yeah.
I think this, I'm going to be honest here and be real, this task list or this checklist actually kind of prompted me.
Yeah.
And I was like, Jack, we need to get ours updated. We're preaching this and we need to actually get it out there. So we've actually got the team member page at Jack's Bio and mine's coming soon. So I'm sure you'll probably get to find out more about us as well. But do use it. We've implemented it for other customers out there in the past, and you guys should go out there and use it on your website as well. Okay, so let's jump back into our checklist. 7-point checklist, and this is point number 4. So why not hold a quiz of some sort? And so the quiz could actually be part of a survey. It could be a survey, an independent survey that you're sending out to people. How do you get it out there? Well, you could do a sponsored post on Facebook using like the dark post format. If you've not heard of that, just go and Google it. So you could do a sponsored post or a sponsored ad where people click on it and they get to your web page, or they get to a page like SurveyMonkey where it's directed to SurveyMonkey, which of course is free to use. And you can start to survey people in a quiz format. And so the whole point is that off the back of this, you can start to collect real data. Now, what I want you to do is think of L'Oreal or all of the ladies' shampoo adverts out there, where they're washing their hair or whether they're dyeing their hair, whether it's red, blonde, brunette, that type of thing. They always have at the bottom, like we have on our slide here, where there's so many people who agreed, or it worked for, it was effective for, out of so many. So here you can see on this example, it's 70% of 114 agreed. Yeah. And so this could provide you with information that you could then use in your own marketing. So at this point, when you pump stuff out about your industry, your sector, even just your business, if it's just a local business and you just want to show people that you're active, you can use this data to pull people in, because they'll actually say, well, how did you get that data? Obviously, what you're pushing out there is, potentially true. Not everybody will believe it, but it is a good way to position you and your business as the professional go-to company. So use it to your advantage. And, there's a reason why it's used on TV adverts, and it works. That's the reason. So go out there, try it. And what I would say is, you can try it on a small sample. If you think some of the biggest companies in the world still only have a sample pool of 90, 100, I mean, I've seen some with like 75 and, really small numbers. These are huge companies. So if they're using small numbers, it doesn't matter if you collect 20 or 50 responses. That doesn't matter. It just shows that you've been active, gone out there, quizzed real people to get real answers, and then you can use that to your heart's content. So what's our next point? I'm going to hand over to you, Jack.
Right. Okay. So the next point, number 5 of 7, is reasons why you will love being our customer. So this can be providing benefit to being your customer, answer objections. So that's similar with the FAQs that we touched on earlier. So you can show a guarantee, or you can show how you can improve the safety and security of the website, for example.
I threw that in there as a benefit that we provide, actually. So it's just like a cheeky one. And so this one is obviously close to our hearts in terms of what we do with internet marketing and web design, but just position yourself in terms of a benefit. And the benefit is normally kind of emotional, rather than a feature, which is more the logics of probably the products and services. So I just wanted to add that, Jack, but carry on.
Yeah, so the next bit is list that you're a helpful and professional team. So if you're working with online services similar to us, sometimes it can be hard to get your personality across, I think.
Yeah.
Which is why obviously we're doing Hangouts, so people get to know us and realise that there is a person at the end of the computer.
Yeah.
So I think that if you can get this across without being cheesy like the guy at the bottom that we've used on the slide, then I think this will be a great way to get your customers to know you better, or potential customers seeing what you're like, what your personality is like, and how you work.
Yeah. I think just to add to that, as it says on the slide, remember it's about them, your customers. So it shouldn't just be we. It should all be around how you and your product, services, your guarantees, and what you bring serves your customers. And so that's what the content should be about. So reasons why you will love being our customer. Okay then, so what I'm going to do is just push on from there. So point 6, Jack, this is an area that I know you're involved in heavily with our customers, so I'll let you talk about this one.
Right, okay, so customer reviews and testimonials. There's nothing quite like having testimonials from your customers, whether they're text or video or just audio. I would say video is probably, if you can get video, we'd recommend go for video straight away, because obviously that ties in text. You can create a script which can go on the website as text. You can use it as a video that you upload to YouTube, which gives you access to a large community.
Mm-hmm.
So, or at the very least, just a text of a snippet of their testimonial and the company logo.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can get an image of the customer, that would be great. But it depends on, I suppose, how comfortable the customers are with something like that.
I think it is. I mean, we've done it as an example on One Born Windows, one of our clients actually. They sell double glazing windows, that type of stuff, you know, doors, conservatories, orangeries, all that kind of malarkey. But what we did in terms of helping them with their marketing was we set up so that we got one of our guys who provide video production services to record some testimonials from their customers. So now they have video testimonials. They can take the video, turn that into transcripts of text, and then use the text testimonials as well. And as Jack pointed out, depending on how flexible you are, whether you want to reveal who your customers are, whether it's, you know, closed, whether there's like non-disclosure agreements, as in you can't tell people who your customers are because you don't want your competitors to go and get them, that type of thing. You know, there's ways around it. You could turn a testimonial in terms of text, and, you know, you could put, I don't know, Joe Blogs in whichever industry, or Joe Blogs from London, Joe Blogs from the West Midlands, if you really don't want to be specific. And that way, at least people will get a feel for, at least you know, you are serving people and they're happy with what you're providing them. So use testimonials. There's lots of free websites out there that allow you to collect testimonials. We use FreeIndex ourselves, and so you can use them. They provide an independent platform for people to provide you with reviews, and that way you get like a nice 5-star graphic that you can plonk onto your website. And like, this checklist is all about things that you can implement now. And so not really so that you have to think about, oh, I need to go and set up Google AdWords, do some SEO. As I said at the beginning, it's all about stuff that you can implement now without too much technical knowledge. There's always going to be effort, because effort is what is going to propel you forward. And so that's what this list is all about. Okay, so I think we're moving along quite nicely, and we're now into point 7. Okay, so point 7 is all about offer a free Did You Know guide. Sometimes it's described as a swipe file, a cheat sheet, a free ebook. It could even be a free video, like a training series where you got 3, 10 to 20 minute videos, and you actually provide some value. So like today, we're providing value in terms of giving you this list that you can then go and action and implement in your business. And so give something away for free that you can either capture as a kind of lead generator. So if you want to offer this, maybe you collect a name and email address. Maybe you collect a name, email, and telephone number if you communicate with customers in that way. But if the offer that you're giving the person is of value, and probably it is of value because they've come to your website interested in your products and services, you know, this is a great way to increase sales, because if you capture their details, you're capturing a lead, which you can then go after and convert either with an autoresponder series, or you can probably follow up with telephone calls. And so, as it says, there could be PDF. Give something away so people opt in. Give their name, email, even telephone number if you provide services offline, and it will help to build relationships, especially if you have got an autoresponder series wrapped around it. If you want to set up autoresponders, you can use companies like Aweber, MailChimp, and to get the autoresponder series implemented will probably cost you around about £10 a month just to get started with a small list of up to 500 subscribers. So that's our 7-point checklist to help you increase sales. Now, don't get us wrong, this is not a definitive list. This is just a list we thought that you could action right now. Action with, you know, if you have a website or you're designing a new website, in the process of creating your first website, think about these things. You can do these things, implement them. And the reason why I keep saying do these things and implement them is if you don't act, then you won't find or take advantage of what we're talking about here and get the results that you really are capable of getting. If you'd like to find out more from us, or you need to speak to us about any of these ideas in a bit more detail, leave a comment in the comments box on YouTube. They can email us, info@youngcow.co.uk. You can go onto the website, www.youngcow.co.uk. Have I missed anything, Jack?
No, just whether you'll be here next week or not.
That's a good question. I'm not sure if I will be here next week, actually. I think I've got a meeting. But Jack will be here. He went on a 2-mile run yesterday, so I know Jack's going to be pumped. He's feeling a bit sore at the moment, so it's lucky that we're sat down and not having to stand up and move about too much. But whether I'm here or not, Jack, our key consultant, design consultant from Stoke, is going to bring that hustle. And if the video is not full of energy and not pumped up as much as can be, he's going to have a forfeit. The 4th actually is 30th of May, end of the month. We'll be running Tough Mudder as a team of 4, so 2 other guys, where we'll be going 10 to 12 miles over an assault course. So stay tuned for that one as well. There'll be more information coming about that. So every Wednesday, 1 p.m. UK time, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're in Europe, we're 1 hour behind you guys. Watch the videos, hit us up on Twitter, leave comments. We're really interested to find out more about you, your questions, your passions to do with internet marketing and web design. I think that's a wrap, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Till next week, guys. Take care.
See ya.
Bye-bye.